How's it going, people? Welcome to another Team Bubba video. You have to bear with us on this one. We're doing things a little bit different. We're trying out new technology software just so that we can produce better content. But today's video is going to be kind of a continuation on the ET Council, especially the bullshit that these people have been speaking about for a long time. The reason why we believe it's bullshit is because they can never prove these kind of things. And we've always said it's like someone saying that the tooth fairy's real, Father Christmas, etc. We don't know. We've never seen him. I've never seen him. But the whole idea of this video is to show a little bit more information on why we think it's all bullshit, and also looking at what Kim is doing today is no different that was done 10 years ago, and it's focusing a lot more on what Thomas Williams has done in that time, back in 2013. And as we know, Kim met him back in 2013 after being released from the mental institution. Now what we've got is another face in here, and to some people this might be a familiar one, and that's TOLEC. He's been pushing this ET Council thing for a long time. Also, we're going back to Megan Martinez, who was part of the original fake ET show with Kim, Thomas Williams and Ava Cowan. Now, we call her MSM, Miss M, because that's what she's called today. She's switched from Kim to TOLEC, and she's saying the same bullshit but under a different liar, a different cult leader. Now, this could prove two things: that Kim's copied everything that TOLEC and Thomas Williams was doing back over 10 years ago, or it means they're all in the same gang. Whichever, it's not very good, is it? Also, in this video, we're going to show, this will prove that Thomas Williams has no doubtly fake, a fraud, and he jumps onto whichever highlight is at the time in the news, in the alt media, whatever's the flavor he jumps on. So 10 years ago that was, all this started. That you can trace it back even further than that with these ET councils, but they can't all be right, can they? Considering that they're the likes of TOLEC still pumping out the same shit today, Kim's still got hers. I mean, we're talking about 3 or 4 different councils and powers, and it all sounds very Star Trek-y and Star Wars. And some will say, oh, that's where they're telling us the truth, they're feeding us some truth out there, some disclosure. Yeah, we'll go into that later. So first I'm going to start showing you, I'm going to share a screen with you, and some slides I've knocked up, and we're going to go through some bits. This will be in 2 parts because it's going to be quite a long one. I've got some video to show you, some audio, and some pictures as well. So in this one, we're going to mostly concentrate on these groups, which we've got. I don't really want to delve into too much, but you can look at them yourself. That's the whole point of this, is just to plant a few breadcrumbs, and for, if you're interested, to continue that investigation yourself. So let's share some screen. So as you can see on the screen here, there are some familiar faces. You've got, going from left to right, You got Thomas Williams, TOLEC, which you probably don't know him, or you might know him. Miss M. Okay, so that's Megan Martinez, the one that was the so-called interpreter for the fake ET show, which Kim and Thomas Williams did back in 2016. And then, of course, Kim on the right. Now, this is going to be, we're going to do it in little stages, really, because we need to go through these so-called councils, what they represent. We don't have much information, but we'll start with the key ones anyway. So if we go to the next slide, this is the Andromeda Council. Now, this TOLEC guy, who Thomas has always wanted to interview, he, I don't know, he many times he's always wanted to have him on. We've spoke to many people. He even said it on his show. He says, "Oh yeah, I'd love to have TOLEC on here," and he never did. TOLEC never wanted to go on the show. Now, he's supposed to be the Earth ambassador, which is equivalent to Kim. He has interactions with them. He also with the council and visits them, and he also goes into like I don't know, dream state, and just like Kim does, and board ships and things like this. So, but we'll go more detail later on with him. And of course, at the bottom is Megan Martinez. Like I said, she was in with Kim with the Manor World Holding Trust scam, and she fell out with Kim, and we'll show that in another video where she actually doesn't say very nice things about Kim, and we've shown it before in a clip. So she's on board with this TOLEC on the Andromeda Council, and she's had loads of videos of him. We'll show some clips in part 2 because we're going to have to do 2 parts on this because it's going to be a long video otherwise. So that's the Andromeda Council, and they always show this picture here. I don't know if they've got any logos I haven't found yet. So let's move on to the next. Galactic Federation of Planets. There you go. Star Trek, isn't it? Star Trek all over it. Now, this is the one that we're most familiar with because Thomas Williams had 2 people on his show that when he's with part of Cosmic Voice with Drake Bailey and Neil Keenan. One of them was the Earth ambassador. Her name was Sunfire. We've got a question mark there because we've got no photograph of her. The next one was a Silver Legion warrior, which calls herself, and it's Tanaf. Now, we don't know their real names. If somebody does out there, then please put it in the comments because we'd love to check these 2 people out. They did many shows with Thomas and were always going on and on and on about galactic fights, biospheres with protecting the Earth, stopped galactic energy fields coming into the Earth. So what they did, they used to put some kind of a force field out so it wasn't too much on us. You name it, they spoke about it. And these are the kind of things that Kim talks about as well, as many times. And Thomas has replicated that a few times too. So let's have a look at Tanaf's bio. So Tanaf is an incarnate member of the Silver Legion, an extra-dimensional army of light warriors fighting this, for the sovereignty of Earth. She's highly knowledgeable of alien races, higher dimensions, and the nature of creation. So looking a bit more about Tanaf and the Silver Legion. Now this on the left is supposed to be Tanaf. That's how she sees herself fighting for us. On the right, looks like a dragon. I guess, don't know what that is, maybe to a leader or whatever. But this is a description that she put on her website back in 2012. So the Silver Legion is an interdimensional organization committed to the defense of all people who have the right to be sovereign and free. They are aligned but independent, interdimensional peacekeeping force. Members of the Silver Legion are of various different races, come from multiple planets, dimensions, and realms, even universes. Some come from universes that are currently considered to be fictional by Earth humans. It is an organization of mostly non-physical light warriors based out in higher layered realms. It is dedicated to helping further the cause of freedom across the multiverse, and dedicated to defending and protecting others so that they can follow their own paths free of those who would attempt to dominate or control them. Now, remember, this is the one that Thomas Williams was promoting nearly every week. He had them on the show, and he would always reference them when anyone asked questions about what's going on with a battle against the aliens, the Draco mostly. But so some of you already know this, but I'm sure there's a lot don't, and you'll see a lot of coincidences, especially what Kim talks about, because she replicates a lot of their information. So let's move along. Ashtar Command, another one that are saving the planet. Don't know much about them, but I've heard it many times. People speak of Ashtar Command. There's a lot of people that communicate with them, and they say they're above the earth, defending us and all kinds of stuff. So that's another one, another council to think about. The Galactic Federation of Light. Now the Earth Ambassador is Sheldon Needle. Sheldon is a messenger, ambassador, and lecturer for the Galactic Federation of Light. Since 1997, it was founded. Now look at the actual logo here. That looks like Stargate. If you've ever watched it, great program. Star Trek. So there you go. It's just unbelievable, these people. And I've listened to some of this stuff this Sheldon has to speak about. And of course, he was doing this well before Kim was. And Kim copies all of his stuff. They're talking about money in some fund, some Jubilee type thing where everyone's going to get paid out, and it's going to be humanitarian projects, you name it. So someone's got to be making it up, haven't they? Because, well, nothing's happened, and we keep hearing the same bullshit coming out all the time. Another one, High Council of Agartha. Now, these are the characters that we've seen in Corey Good video. They've been mentioned many times in there. I think he's, again, another guy that watches too many sci-fi films. Next one, Pleiadian Council. So, again, I mean, these are what some of the people are saying. The closest ancestors to humans. Intuition and psychic expansion, sacred sexuality, advanced musical knowledge, energy healing, relationship education, starseed transmissions. So, yeah, these apply. And again, I've heard loads about Pleiadians. Some good, some bad. This is, let's say, just another one. Salusa, I guess they say that. Council, another one that people latch onto. And see these here, these are biospheres that so-called look after the planet. Corey Good's mentioned this loads of times, but he says different things. So there's someone telling porcupines, isn't they? You can work it out for yourself. So the next one we're going to move on is to some of the posts that Thomas Williams had put out during his time back in 2013. Remember, this is around the time August was just before he was admitted to a mental institution where he met Kim. And when he come out, that's when things start to ramp up for him. But the council stuff he's been saying well before Kim was saying it. As you can see in here, he's put out this information. I'll read it. Tanaf just updated her site with this message. Remember that TOLEC is the ambassador and representative of the Andromeda Council. He does not in any way represent the Galactic Federation of Planets or speak to them. Sunfire is the current GFP ambassador and is authorized to speak for the GFP. So you can read the rest yourself, but this, I mean, I'll show you some more. Here's another one. August 30th. Hi all, to clear up any confusion and add more clarity to the situation caused by TOLEC announcement regarding the comet Ison. Here is a statement issued by Sunfire this morning. The GFOP and the AC are separate entities, but allied, not part of each other. And the AC does not have the right to speak for us any more than TOLEC does. The AC is like the UN. Oh, we've heard Kim mention this. What TOLEC is doing now is like the UN declaring that ships in the Gulf are Canadian. That is Canada's job, not the UN's. And it isn't even true. He's got the wrong Galactic Federation, or maybe his wires got crossed because, as I have said, there's definitely not our ships or our forces. TOLEC is not a member of the GFOP or representative. Its only current chosen public representative is me. Let me reiterate again, he does not speak. See, and this is what they do. They bicker, they fight. It's supposed to be humanitarian. If they're like ambassadors, surely they should be talking better than this. It's because they're making it up as they go along. Here's another one. I'm not going to read all of this out, but we'll put the slides up in our Telegram group if you want to go on there and have a look. Another one, 6th September. Hi all. This is a statement from Part1, head of Galactic Federation of Planets, as dedicated to Tanaf. Greetings. That one put the accent on. I have been asked to give my statement regarding TOLEC and the Andromeda Council. The Andromeda Council has been an ally of ours for thousands of years. TOLEC has otherwise been a friend, both personally and at times personally. However, despite our close working relationship with the Andromeda Council, they do not speak for us. There you go. And it just goes on and on. So this is a post. Remember, these are posts that are put in the Cosmic Voice Facebook page group. It's not open, so you need to become a member. This is why we're taking snippets of it. I don't want to show their Facebook group because there might be people in there that don't want us to see what they're supporting. So this is why be careful of sharing stuff, but join it if you want, just to check out their stuff or not. It's up to you. And here's another one. I'm sorry I've had to really stretch this one to get it all on the screen, but it's another one in November. Remember, this is after he's come out of the Mental Institute. I think we're reading this, you probably think he should be back in there. This is a message from Sunfire. I understand that there's been a lot of confusion concerning the transition and all of the various channeled messages from various false light groups like the GFL, which is the Galactic Federation of Light, Pleiadians, the Seleucia, Ashtar Command, etc. Most of them are claiming there will be a mass evacuation, or even that there are necessary because of the coming earth changes that are going to happen for this natural evolutionary event that cannot be stopped or prevented by anyone. And they go on and on and on. So talking about ET races, gods, saviors, you name it, which is the same stuff that Kim says. I'm not your savior. You shouldn't be looking for a savior. Only you can save yourself, which is where Kim gets all this information from. Another one. This is a good one. So he posts on there. So he's promoting Nazara. Remember, he said, Thomas Williams said he never presented Nazara. Well, here was one here, look. NazaraNews.blogspot, and talking about galactic news. The guy's a liar and a fake. And if any of you people are still believing him, I mean, I can understand you still being on board with Kim. She sounds credible. Definitely isn't, but she sounds credible. But this guy's a joke. It's been going on for 12 years, maybe more, spinning out the same bullshit. And just like Kim, he steals information from other people and claims it to be his own. So there you go. That's it. Go on there. Honestly, go on there. Join Cosmic Voice group. You can come out afterwards and you can search for this yourself. We're not making this up. Yeah. Just a bit more on this guy, TOLEC. This is a banner he put out 2016, right? They're doing some Ever Beyond thing where they talk about aliens and things like that. He's invited Simon Parkes. We know about Simon Parkes. Everybody does. Now, this was during the time when Simon Parkes was on the Wolf Spirit Radio with this guy called JP that used to do was the show host. And they had a fallout. That's another story. But yeah, TOLEC. I mean, you got Alex Collier, for God's sake. That shows what people he has on there. Anyone that can just really good at spinning up. It wouldn't surprise me if Kim was on there. So this next one here, I'm going to play this video. It's off a YouTube channel called Third Phase of Moon, where people used to send in videos to them that they had ET experiences or UFO sightings. This will say for itself, but to give this video credit, really, these guys do stabilize the imaging and look into it. And he says, if you think this is real, then it's your opinion. You have a look. So he's put it out there, and this is where the fake UFO comes in, where in Cosmic Voice they were pushing this out that it was a Silver Legion hammer ship that is basically protecting Earth. So have a listen to this.
Just in, from the Florida Keys right here at Third Phase of Moon, Marine and her friend, while aboard a Carnival cruise ship, captures of what looks to be some kind of unusual object. We're going to be stabilizing the video. She apologizes via the email that she was shaky and nervous, along with her friends, of what they're witnessing. We're going to be doing this 10-minute special episode, going over brightness, contrast, stabilization. You decide what it is. Leave your comments below. Everybody, stay tuned to Third Phase of Moon. Keep your eyes on the skies. My name is Blake Cousins. Standing by.
So as you can see there, they're trying to stabilize, trying different filters. I'll put the link in the description. You can watch the whole thing for yourself. But what I'm about to show you in a bit will just prove that, what this thing is not what it's planned says it is. Now, as you can see, people have done a close-up on this. Clearly see underneath. I mean, it looks quite, you've got a bit of light shining on that side, but this is what people can do with CGI. They're very clever. Now, this is where people are latching onto this, saying, "Oh my God, it's an alien ship." Thomas Williams was in there comment on it, saying, "Yeah, it is. It's true." then of course, then we have TANAF coming in saying what it is, what it looks like, and we'll come on to that in a minute. But what does this look like? It looks like this. This guy here saying this is amusing. It's a Star Wars toy that my son had. It's a V-19 turret starfighter, which, if you look underneath it, it looks like that. You can clearly see it's a toy. Now, I'll be reading out in a minute. Oh, there's a news clipping which has been taken down, and I've had to dig it out from the Wayback Machine. This is TANAF trying to explain what this is. So I've had to kind of put it in a video type thing because it's so we can scroll up and down. Let me just pause it there. So Silver Legion news update. Details of Silver Legion hammer ship sighting. A Carnival cruise dream vacation took a shocking turn when surprised vacationers spotted a UFO in the sky over Florida coast. Silver Legion members who've seen the October 11th video footage shot by ladies on a cruise ship, the Florida Keys, say that the filmed craft looks very much like one of their own ships. One Silver Legionnaire commented about the incident. The ship class is named the Hammer. It's over-engined and well-armed, but it's primarily a defensive patrol craft that's very good sensor arrays. The video of the craft was either filmed as the video posters purported, or was an extremely good CGI done by someone who has either seen the recreated or has detailed information about the craft. Word is that we do have craft that are scanning cruise ships for international virus release. This is not to scare people, but with all the false flag events and people being sent in to spread disease, many groups are working together to contain and nullify the agents being used. This may have been one of the craft patrolling. So let me skip to the next bit. Now, this is on the Silver Legion website. It's been taken down. So the Wayback Machine. So this is one of their news updates, which it does go on and on a bit about someone trying to making out is some Legion is warrior, someone called Gareth or something like that. But the most key bit is this bit at the bottom here, which when it sorts itself out, I'll pause it. Oh, sorry about that. I've done it again. Let's do it. Move on a bit. Right. Not quite. There. So, so this is what TANAF has to say about it. I viewed the footage and it's either the real thing or it's a very clever CGI that somehow manages to look exactly like a particular and specific type of Silver Legion point operational craft, which would in turn imply that a CGI creator or some kind of knowledge about the craft to begin with. Another Silver Legionnaire that I'm close contact with agrees with that assessment. So there you go. I mean, she's just going on and on about craft landing and things like that. But she does believe that it's real. And if it isn't, the person that's created the fake CGI is in the know of one of their ships, what their ships look like. Do you know what I mean? This is it's just crazy, absolute crazy. So this is what they posted in the Cosmic Voice pages. Someone, I've blanked out their names and that. Silver Legion news updates. That's the one I've just showed you. On the left here is where one of these people that claim to be a Silver Legion warrior gives you a description about this vessel. about its capabilities and weaponry. There you go. You can read that if you want. But over on the left, this person says, this cover photo on the link as the most important element. The craft is lit just as it would be in real life. Notice the edges that are lit from the same source that the clouds are being lit by. Obviously, this video is not the best quality, so there's always has to be some room of doubt, but it looks pretty real to me. Of course, then Thomas says, yes, it is. So he's all over it, saying, this is real. So that's the bit I wanted to show you regarding what's going on in the Cosmic Voice at that time. Now, what I'm going to do is play some audio file of Thomas Williams on the Cosmic Voice show interviewing Tanaf on there, just to show you the kind of stuff they talk about. We'll come back to it in a minute.
Hi all, and welcome to Cosmic Voice this evening. A hastily arranged show with events ongoing, and oh well, so they decided to play it twice. Let me just cancel that. And blokes are playing games. Sorry about that. Right, this will be a special show. It will last 90 minutes. We'll have Drake come on and speak. Tanaf will be on later to give a speech, as will Chloe Kirker, as you know, are on the page. And Taff?
Yep.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Welcome back. So, we've asked you to come on this evening and give us some of your time and some of your intellect and knowledge, and hopefully empower the people. Thanks for that.
I appreciate it. Am I online right now, or?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Well, good evening, morning, whatever your time of day is, everyone. When Tommy asked me to talk tonight and told me a bit about what the show was about, I immediately agreed, because this is something that's been sort of burning a hole in my ear as it is. I have three basic things that I want to say. First of all, many things are two-tailed. What this means is that they can be used for good or for ill. And it also means that a lot of events have two potential expressions, one of which is positive and one of which is negative. A great deal of effort and energy is being devoted right now into making you only see the negative tail. For instance, right now, the alternative news community is being flooded with dire warnings of military action, martial law, and things like that. This is in an effort to get you to manifest only the negative tail. The positive tail of this would be something like what Drake's been describing. Clearly, this is what we want. The negative tail is what we don't want. But don't let the fear-mongering get to you, because what the fear-mongering is doing is trying to force you to manifest only the negative-tailed possibility. Same with if they get anything else off, they're going to try to convince you that they did something and got one past us, when they may have actually just been covering up for something that we did, trying to spin it as a negative so that you'll lose your trust and you'll shoot your friend, basically, when the time comes. So everything's two-tailed. That's number one. Number two, as of December 21st, 2012, we've been in an entirely new timeline. The previous timelines, which everybody all had the ability to look down, prophecies were made using these timelines and whatnot, these appear to be no longer valid. Even in the case of beings that have traveled from what they thought was our future to this time period, are discovering that since 2012, since, that wonderful date, that none of the things that they thought of as history are occurring quite the way that they remember from their own history.
So there you go. Timelines, eh? The timelines that Kim talks about, the timelines that Thomas Williams talk about, this is coming over 10 years ago. And they're spinning the same crap. You must be able to see the patterns now. It's obvious. I mean, it's even going to be more obvious in part 2, which I'm showing you on the screen at the moment. This will be part 2. Yes, Borg cubes, Draco ships, battles, you name it. Thomas Williams knows about all this. He knows about TOLEC and what crap he talks about. Kim knows what Thomas Williams was into before she come into this. He was the perfect candidate for her to get on board with her scam, con, fraud, whatever you want to call it. But this will be in part 2. Like I said, there's a lot to cover, and we don't want to drag these on for an hour, hour and a half at a time. But we will be showing more information and proof that Kim has nicked, or should I say stole, a lot of the information from old videos, old information. Might even be in with TOLEC and he's feeding her stuff. I don't know. Whichever it is, very suspicious. Kim does not have her original stuff. She's latching on. Even if she's channeling, she's probably picking it up from some kind of entity that has been feeding these other people, because nothing has come true. They can't prove anything. We see no video footage. Like I said, there's no difference than you believing in the Tooth Fairy, Father Christmas. We've never seen them, but people still believe in it. And that's the same with Kim. Anyway, everyone, I've got to go. We will post out part 2 soon. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and share, and give us some comments, please, if you've got any information on what we've spoke about today. And look forward to your comments. And until the next video, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.